lessons to legacies. That's what I deal with. Lessons to legacies. I make sure, I make sure that whenever I bring you something, that it's gonna be something special. And you're gonna learn from this. But it ain't gonna be that so like, listen, when I tell you I just hit this man and he was like, yo, man, I'm gonna pull up on you. I was like, yeah, like we ain't even get no conversation. We ain't get nothing. He said, yo, I'm gonna pull up on you, man. This right here what I'm doing, man. I'm doing my own promo tour, all that. Like, man, look, and then he told me I don't need nothing. But but I'm gonna let y'all probably seen him plenty times on a lot of people podcasts. But when I tell you, we're gonna make this one different. So I'm gonna welcome you. Skinny. Skinny.
Skinny Keem.
Welcome, bro.
What's up, bro?
Ain't nothing, man. How you enjoying Virginia Beach?
It's amazing out here. There's some fresh air out here. That ride over that water though is something.
Yeah.
What's that, like 17 miles or something? The bridge?
30.
Over the bridge?
Yeah, well, you came through Chesapeake Bay?
Yeah.
30 miles.
I was scared the first mile.
Hey, listen, you had to be like used, like I still haven't got used to it and been driving that jump forever.
Damn.
I'm talking about like it's crazy. So did you y'all had Easy Pass or they made y'all pay?
No, I pay that, John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the rental, so I hate when they be adding that shit to the credit card, so I just pay the tab.
I know that's right. But introduce yourself, man.
Yeah. I'm Skinny Keem, ex international car thief from Philadelphia. I ship cars all around the world. I had hundreds of buyers and hundreds of people working with me, and we made a lot of money.
So you from Philly?
Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia.
You was born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised.
South
on
Philly?
the playground where Yep, South Philly.
That's crazy. That's crazy because you got to say that. Like you got to say, man, I'm from North. I'm from South.
I'm
South Philly.
Yeah, I was born and raised South Philly, then moved around Philly, so I'm just 100% Philly. Yeah.
So it was a thing of Philly was always like one of them cities that was stealing like cars and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah. New Jersey really was. Philly was. When I was younger, yeah, they used to pop that because they had the glow switches back in the day. The Honda with the glow ignition joint. So all the young boys used to pop them. But I ain't know how to drive back then, so I really ain't care. But like my friends had them joints.
So that's how you was doing it. You was doing it like that, or
no,
you was on something totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
So we gonna get into that. But so growing up in Philly, so you wasn't able to drive. But what was your life growing up though? So like when you was coming up,
Yeah.
as far as and so what else you was doing besides for that?
All right, so in my younger years, we had it good, man. We was living down South Philly. We had it good Christmases. We ate good and all that. Then we moved up to Southwest, and it kind of fell off. So that's when I really started watching all the hustlers because I seen how it was to be in a bad time. And I'm like, I'm not growing up, and I didn't want to have kids and had them struggle like, you know what I'm saying, like we did sometimes. Like it was like an on and off thing, but yeah. So I just studied all the hustlers and shit. I would stay back. I wouldn't go swimming. I wouldn't go play basketball. I wouldn't do none of that. I stayed and watched the hustlers go into the store for them and everything and just watch how they move.
So was so I'm pretty sure. I mean, this next question I'm gonna ask you is like crazy, but so you were seeing a lot of violence and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I wasn't, how you say it, prone to it. I mean, I didn't care. I didn't care. My eyes was on money even back then.
You finished school? You finished high school?
No, I ain't finished school. I stopped going in the 6th grade, right? But then I started going back to school, but I only was going back to school to fucking rap because I used to be a rapper. So I would go to school just to rap in the lunchrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, battle everybody in the lunchroom or go to other people's schools and shit.
I mean, of course, Philly.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is, I couldn't read or write in school, but I could do my raps and shit. But I would go to this library on 20, I think it was 26 in Lehigh, and I would go in there and I would study like the FBI. I would like get all the books about the FBI and how they move, because I didn't know if I wanted to be a criminal or I wanted to be, work for the FBI. So I think that's how, further down the line, I think that's how I got away with a lot of the shit I was doing, because I knew they tactics, I knew how they moved.
Oh, so why was going to work for the FBI even like in question? Like why was that a thing?
Because
Because I heard uh, excuse me, let me cut you
yeah,
off, but I heard I want to be a policeman or something like that. But why the FBI?
it was like an international thing. I was always fascinated with international traveling, like spy shit, stuff like that. I don't know. It just was fascinating to me.
So at this time, what age was
I had to be like 16,
you? 16,
16, 15, 16. Yeah.
15, 16. And have you ever been on an airplane at the time or any of that?
No, I've been on the airplane when I was younger, back in like 85, when I was like 5 years old, going to Florida. Yeah, but the crazy thing is I was running numbers at, at the time. I couldn't read or write or really count, but the number man, he would teach me how to do the numbers. So I knew how to take numbers and I knew how to do the numbers.
Yeah.
You know what the numbers is? You know what the number again? Yeah.
But like
Like,
the lottery.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's the street. Yeah.
But it's a street. No, it's funny because my grandmother. So when I was young, they used to put the street one in,
Yeah.
and I used to watch that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they end up getting the lottery in Virginia, I think I was about 18.
The
My
street.
first number I hit. No, this was the
Oh.
legal one. My first number I hit off. It was a pick four
Mm-hmm.
because my uncle turned me on to the lottery. He used to play every day and every night. The first number I hit, it was 0825. I played it. I played it exact and combo for $1. I hit it for I hit it for 7,500.
Right.
Man, took all that, went and straight and bought some work. Straight and bought some work. But so
I hit the number. I hit my number was 326. I hit for $35 because it's the street joint, and I think I just boxed it for like a dime or 5 cents. So I hit for $35, and I goes downtown with the $35 and shit, and get caught stealing in the store with the
with the number,
money.
you already cast it.
Yeah, I already cashed it, but I went downtown and stole because I wanted to
Anyway,
keep the money. Yeah, dumb shit. Yeah.
see that's that. So that's what us growing up wanting more.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's what happened later on down the line. I wanted more than what.
Yes, so you was
Yeah,
learning, like I said, you was learning your lessons and stuff then.
yeah,
Like because it's all on what you seeing, and then like I said, like it's always that whole thing of how you just said it. Man, I'm gonna keep this in my pocket. Why should I spend this money when I know I could steal it?
right.
And then you end up getting
I
caught.
got caught
So when did the time come that you say, all right, I want to go ahead and try to steal a car?
when I got out of jail in 2006.
So what did you go to jail for in
So
2006?
so they brought me in for a murder. Well, they didn't charge me with the murder. They brought me in because they tried to say that I was out there when it happened. So they held me in jail until the case was over. And I wouldn't, well, wasn't nothing to say. So
Mm.
yeah.
All right. So when you end up getting out,
So when I got out, I ran into my homie at the mall. It's this mall called Cheltenham Mall. I ran. It's crazy because where this shit started is where it ended, in Cheltenham Mall. That's where they set me up at. So it started in Cheltenham Mall and it ended at Cheltenham Mall. So I ran into him at Cheltenham Mall, and I was always like a social media, like even an influencer back then, because I had MySpace and I was popping on MySpace. So he wanted me to promote his music on my MySpace page, and I asked him to get me an Audi TT. I wanted an Audi TT. So he like, all right, I'm gonna come and get you, and I'm gonna take you, and I'm gonna get it, and you gonna do the um the promo for me. So he takes me out, but he takes me when he take me, we got F-150. I mean, not F-150. We got Chrysler 300 keys, and he gave me a key, and he had a key, but I didn't know I was supposed to take nothing that day. So I'm on the lot, and he jumped in his car. He like, yo, you just jump in your car and you just go. I'm on the lot, man. I'm standing in front of the car like this, and I said, fuck it. I ran off and ran back because I ain't do that shit before. I ran back, got in his car, and I followed him back to the city, and he sold that car.
So ain't nobody. So they just threw you to the fire.
Yeah. It's like when a little bird need to leave that nest, they throw the bird out the nest, and either you gonna fly or you gonna fall. I fell that day.
You felt that day.
Yeah.
So how did you know that he got paid for that car or
Because I was with him. I was with him when we got back. Yeah.
So he was with him. So you saw. Hold on. So they wasn't mad. So he wasn't mad. Like, man,
Nah.
why you ain't?
No. He wasn't mad.
So he wasn't mad.
Yeah.
So he just figured you wasn't ready yet.
Yeah. So what he did was the next day we went out and he like, all right, I'm gonna get you the car. We was going to get a motor home, like a fucking RV or some shit this day.
But how much did you get for the?
How much did he get?
Yeah,
I think he got like $700 for it.
$700.
Yeah, it was a brand new Chrysler 300. Yeah, I think he got like $700. Because back then they wasn't selling them to nobody from overseas or nothing. They just was selling them to people in the hood. In the hood. So it wasn't no money.
Right.
Then.
So then you said. So then the next one.
Yeah. So the next day he came and got me, and we supposed to go get a motorhome like a RV. But we didn't get the RV. I had got an F-150. He got me an F-150, brand new. It was 2007, but this was 2006. So I got that. The F-150, and I rode around in that motherfucker for 6 months. Like, just rode around in it. And then I went to Southwest, and my homie seen me, and he was like, hey, you want to sell that truck? And I'm like, at first I didn't, but then I was like, how much can I get for it? He said $1,500. And back then, $1,500 was a nice little money for not having nothing.
Well, what year was this?
This was 2006.
2006, you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
2006.
Yeah.
So after you saw that 1,500, so now it's on.
Yeah, he took me to the plug that day. I met the plug that fucking night, and I took over. I went home, I masterminded, I took everything I learned about the FBI, everything I learned from the street, and I put all that shit together in like a week, and I went to everybody in every neighborhood that I lived in. I drove around, I jumped out on every corner, I said, yo, I got this way we can make some money. Y'all ain't gotta hurt nobody or nothing.
Hold on. So let me go back real quick because I don't know if you answered that question or not. I don't know if I'm high or not. But what made you say, I want to be, is a chance that I want to go, I want to go be part of the FBI.
Oh.
Yeah. You never answered that one.
Yeah, no. I said because how they was traveling the world. Cause I watch like a lot of documentaries. That's all I watch. Like all day. I like true crime. I like real stuff.
So that was my question when you had said that. So I forgot my question.
Yeah.
It was, so when you saying you like to travel and XYZ, what part of the FBI what it made you say, okay, I want to travel, because you could go into the army and all that stuff. What was the thing of saying, so was you thinking, because this is what I'm getting at, was you thinking already, man, I can go to the FBI and I want to be corrupt? Or was you going saying, I want to go be part of the FBI and I want to just be on some trying to catch what? Like what side of the track of the FBI?
So you know how, listen.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah. So you know how as a kid you would see a fire truck and you'd be like, damn, I want to be a fireman. They putting out fires, they running the house and putting out fires. And you would see a cop doing something. You'd be like, I want to be a cop. I wanted to kick doors in. I wanted to have all the shit on, and I wanted to be. I wanted to come through. You know what I'm saying?
You wanted to fuck your shit up.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to be. That FBI motherfucker, not the corny one. I wanted to be like the military nigga,
but
like a CIA type motherfucker.
But if chance hit, and you could have got away with taking a pack.
Yeah, I would have.
On the side, you would have did that, or you would have bent corners and all that stuff.
Yeah, I would have been a bender. That's why I study. Anything I do, I study it. If I'm going to get a job, I'm studying every fucking in and out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking. Yeah.
So
Well, back then, I'm saying.
yeah. Everything is back then mentality. You know what I mean? So everything we talking about, can't nobody get in trouble.
Past
Everything
tense.
is fine. Like that's
Yeah.
one thing that before we get back into the F-150 and after that, but that's one thing that there are a lot of podcasts and stuff is like going through.
Mhm.
And people getting in trouble and all this and that. Like, and with me, I even begin inbox a lot of stuff. Yo, why you bringing up stories? I'm like, hold on. Everything I talk about is documented. It's
Right.
paperwork.
Right.
Even from my friends, right? My friends cool with what I talk about
Yeah.
because they ain't in the streets.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
They
yeah.
got businesses and stuff.
Right.
So they're not even like, yo, man, how come you like
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people be getting in a lot of trouble with these podcasts and stuff because they go up there not knowing and talking
Yeah.
like stuff that they talking about stuff they did now
Yeah.
or like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we ain't doing that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But what you gonna say?
Yeah, nah, I was gonna say, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. But go ahead. You
But
got
yeah,
it.
so but going back to the
F1.
yeah, because we were talking about the FBI.
Oh yeah.
And what
Yeah,
you
I wanted to
saying,
take money. I wanted to be yeah.
you wanted to be that. You was
Yeah.
already going into it like it gonna be some. I mean, even though at the time you really probably weren't thinking at the time, yo, I'm going to go ahead and be the FBI, but I'm gonna be like you said, that guy. You probably weren't
Yeah.
thinking that right there, but just the mentality of from where you from and where
Yeah.
you came from, you was already thinking some shiesty shit.
Yeah, because I used to see the shiesty I used to see it.
Because that's where we come from.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And then being from South Philly, I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
I only can imagine. So all this stuff right now was going on in South Philly, right?
Yeah.
And after the F-150,
So that was yeah. So after the F-150, I put the team together. I rode around the city. I got like all the people that I knew, and I was like, "Yo, y'all ain't got to sell drugs no more. Y'all ain't got to stand out on this corner no more."
So when you said you went home, because I remember when you said you went home and you masterminded the whole thing,
I
right?
masterminded it.
What so when you say mastermind, what you mean mastermind? What were some of the things that you remember putting down saying, I need this, and I need this?
So I needed somewhere that I wanted to park the cars at. So that would be 61st Street. I would park the cars around the corner from my block on 61st Street. I needed to come up with at least a way to pay everybody, you know? So I would have to I do budgeting and shit. Even with crime, I budget everything. So I know everybody getting paid. Shit like that. Yeah, just to make sure everybody, and then I put the rules in place. I gave everybody rules like don't do this or don't do that. Like no carjacking, no taking nothing from nobody home or nothing like that. I used to just want brand new cars off the lot. So I just came up with all these ways and it ran smooth. For the first 7 years, it ran smooth. Everything ran smooth.
I heard you said something on this one podcast. You had said or I think you had put on your Instagram or something. You was like, no, it wasn't just you that you ain't want to take the credit for being the head. You know, it was y'all as a collective.
Yeah, it was
you know
a
what I mean?
collective.
Yeah,
But I
remember you
never
saying
say
that.
nobody name though. Unless somebody come and say, hey, Keem, it's cool for me to say your name. But no, it wasn't just me. It was a team. I had a team and everybody ate. And everybody it was like BMF. It's just like, you know, the drug game. We was doing it. I was doing it like BMF, man. I had people in different cities and that person in that city will run his own clique and they bring me cars. Like is a head in every city that I'm moving the cars from.
But when you got like that, and you're saying that you met the plug and all that, what would you basically saying? What you just go to him and he just give you keys? Like what is? I mean, he just give you the car keys, or he's saying, "Yo, you take this section." Like, what is?
So when I met the plug that night, that was the plug, and I said, "Hey, what you want? What y'all need?" He said, "Range Rovers." So when I got back home, I started masterminding. Then I called my homie. It was just me and him at first. Then I called my homie. I said, "Yo, they want Range Rovers. I'm gonna give you 25. We gonna get $2,500 for the Range Rover. I'm gonna keep the 5." I kept 5, and then he had to give me another 2, so he'd keep 18, and I'd keep 7. So we bring him about 4 of them, and then I got hip to it. I'm like, man, this nigga keeping all the money, but he my man though. So I started charging like 10, 15, 20,000 for them joints, and I would give him his cut, and I would take my cut. Because the thing was, if you tell me what you want, that's what I'm gonna give you. I'm not gonna sit there and, you know what I'm saying, go back and forth. So even if it's more than what I got, if you say you want $1 million and we only getting 1.5 or something, you ask for that. So that's what I'm gonna get you. I don't watch nobody else's pocket. You tell me what you want for it, and I'm gonna just go get higher for it. Yeah.
Yes. So because I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I think about stealing anything, right? My whole thing is I be thinking if you gotta steal it or rob somebody or this and that, it really don't be no money in it, right? Because like I'm on some, but I also look at it like this, like I feel you ain't hurting nobody,
Mhm.
but at the same time, because you know, like when a person robbing somebody or doing something to actually harm them, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's when I used to look at it like, man, there ain't no money. Like,
Yeah.
can't nobody make no money in hurting anybody. You know what I'm saying? But now, when you are stealing these cars and you taking from, you know what I mean? You're not
Right.
hurting nobody. Now I can see, all right, is it still any money in it? Because like I used to think like drug dealers and stuff out the way, like I used to always be like, man, he ain't making no money. Like he ain't getting no money. Then come to find out, the nigga was full up, right? So like really, really explain it to me on how was you really making money to really make sense and how the organization was really ran. Like, would you state or federal?
State.
You were
The
state.
feds, the feds didn't believe it.
So
They was going back and forth. The state and the fed, they was going back. They didn't believe what I was doing. I guess because I was so young, a black kid.
so what exactly was you charged with first?
I was
What,
charged with receiving stolen property. I got to keep it a bean. I never even read the paperwork. I seen they had me for 51, 50, 50, 56, 51. One paper said 51, one paper said 41, one paper said 56. I just said fuck it because I knew once they let me out them gates, I was doing it again.
and so how much time did you end up doing?
None. I got 4 years probation. And yeah, that was it. And I did like a month in jail. See, the thing is, what nobody knows is, or what nobody is paying attention, or won't nobody go read is, I did the shit for 7 years. They only got me for 8 months. Somebody set me up for 8 months. So that shit right there, they didn't get me for none of that. All they got me for was 8 months. So all I got was receiving stolen property.
So what exactly? So how much money did they say that you actually received as far as with the stolen property?
Like I said, I didn't even read the paperwork. I got to keep it a bean. When
because
they
you
bought
won't
us,
worry about it because
yeah, I knew I had money. I didn't care. So when they brought us into jail, I remember the CO saying, "Damn, I can't believe this not a RICO case." And I thought it would have been a RICO case too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I never worried about my God, honest truth. I never worried about the cops. I never worried about nobody.
So how many people was involved?
Like 26.
So 26 people was involved, and so who got the most time? Or I mean, you don't gotta say like how much time did the
So somebody was a career criminal, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so he went to jail, but he was the one that was yeah, you know what I mean, talking. So he had to do some talking because he was going to jail regardless because he was a career criminal. He was doing the shit already.
So going back to when you started really doing, getting in the mix of it and the whole 9,
Mhm.
how much was you making probably like weekly?
Shit. It was coming in, man.
Or how much you think you're making a day?
Myself, I probably can make 50,000 a week. Motherfuckers, every other person can make 25,000 a week. If you bringing me a car every day, that's $5,000 a day.
So out of that 50,000,
if that 50,000 mine.
So the whole 50 yours, yeah. Ain't nothing coming out of the
Ain't
50.
nothing coming, nothing never comes out of me. That's how I said it. You bring me a car. So say like even if you bought me a car, that's let's say I get 10,000 for it, and you asking me for $2,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping the rest. I would make them bring me $100,000. First of all, I would make them bring me $1,000 just to talk to me.
So how do it get international? So where do the international come in?
It was international from the beginning. I didn't do nothing in the US but get the cars here. It was international from the day I sold that first truck. It was an international crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, yo, hun, let me buy that, the joyride in. I didn't do none of that. My shit had to get out the country.
So you ran it like a business?
It was a business.
So what made you stop?
I just woke up one morning and was like, I don't want to do it no more.
So the charges and all that didn't matter. I
just woke up and was like, I'm done.
So did you start, hold on. So after the charges?
Yeah.
You didn't make, so after the charges,
after the charges, I ran another 7 years and then I just stopped.
And you just stopped.
That's how I know it wasn't me that got caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stopped. I just woke up one morning and was like, my homie just passed away. And I was like, man, I don't want to do it no more. I'm done. And I was getting calls. I was getting money offers. I give you $1 million. You come back. I give you 100,000, 250,000. Yeah, they was on my line.
So
because I ran it like you said, I ran it like a Fortune 500 company. And nobody really went to jail. Nobody really went to jail.
So why was it that the other guy ended up, I know he was a career criminal. So that's because I understand, like in cases, it don't matter, like far as they always do roles and stuff. So it don't matter if you probably ain't did nothing, but you're a career criminal.
Yeah,
you allowed to get points. More time than the head person. But so my whole thing is, so was any of them? You said out of 26 people. So I know out of 26 people, was it women involved?
But they didn't make the list. The women, I can honestly say that some women was the bosses. And none of them women was on them lists. And when I got out of jail, they called me like, Ace, thank you for not saying nothing.
So on the whole case, it's only a couple of people who just actually talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but which is always the case.
I mean, but I gotta respect it though. Most people will say like, oh, rat this, oh, that rat, this person a rat, that person a rat. But I was getting calls. My shit was well orchestrated. I was getting calls from the jail. Hey, bro, you gotta take the deal because I'm gonna tell on you. I gotta tell on you. So that's, you know what I'm saying? That's how the rapport was. And till this day, I'm still good with, I'm still good with the nigga.
So so you said 2006 when it started. And how long did it last before that? Before the 26 people?
Before they quit, from 06 to 2011.
2011, so my 5-year run.
Seven. What was that? 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 12. It was 12. So yeah, it was 2012. So yeah, 7 years. About 6 or 7 years. Yeah.
Yes. So what you used to do? So what you used to do with the money?
I wasn't even spending it. I like cars. I was getting cars or a nice place. I had got this spot down in Miami.
Did they catch you with any money?
Nah, they ain't catch me.
So they didn't catch you with
when they came in my house, they found money wraps, but I knew they was on me already. They just found the money wraps. I knew that they was coming already because somebody came to me and he was like, yo, they offered me $10,000 to, turn you in. And then I got pulled over a couple times before that, so I knew it was over.
So you got people calling you while you out there working this and that, saying, they getting money to turn you in.
No, the motherfucker came and met me, and he gave me $8,000. When he came, he gave me $8,000, and he said, "Yo, they tried to get 2 people told me that though. They tried to give him $10,000 to set me up because wouldn't nobody do it because everybody was eating.
Oh, so they're trying to line you up.
Yeah, they was trying to line me up.
So what you end up giving them some money? Or
giving the person some money?
Yeah, getting the person that came and said.
No, he gave me money.
So why he giving you money and he saving your life?
Because he's saving your life. No, I guess he thought I needed to run or something. I don't know.
Did he tell you who was the people who was trying to line you up?
The police came to him.
So the police trying to line you up.
Yeah, so the cops came to him and wanted him to tell on me. So they grabbed him.
And they would give him money.
Yeah, they was gonna give him $10,000. Yeah, this shit crazy, man. Because wouldn't nobody do it? Wouldn't nobody set me up? Wouldn't nobody do it?
And so people were getting paid money.
Yeah, trying to get me, but wouldn't nobody do it though?
So let me ask you. You ain't gotta tell me the name. Who did do it? Who did take the money? Who did take the money? Because evidently y'all got caught.
The person that set me up, ultimately he didn't get no money. I guess they just didn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, he
just didn't want to go to jail.
Wow. That's crazy.
But the cops told me, they said, man, I just pled guilty. The cops told me, they said, we never seen you so I don't even know how they got me with the 50 or however many cars they got. I just was like, fuck it, all right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but all they got you was just receiving stolen goods.
I got receiving stolen property. I got organized crime. I got corrupt of an organization. Now, I think them 2 stayed on there. I think corrupt of an organization stayed on my chart, and receiving stolen property stayed on there. I don't know. I don't go look at that shit.
So did you ever do any time at all? But I'm talking about. I remember you were saying when you got out.
6 months here, 6 months there.
Yeah, but you ain't do no real time.
No, these niggas out here stupid. I ain't stupid. Like,
so you said you just woke up. You just woke up one day.
I woke up one morning. And I was like, fuck it. My homie just passed away, and this was my right hand. I had a deal for fucking diamonds, bro. Right before I gave up, I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. I got the person what they wanted, and that was it.
And you said you had a deal for what?
Diamonds, like in a diamond mine.
Explain that.
To get them, I had a deal to get them the excavators to dig the dirt up and shit.
I don't know nothing
about
that. I seen
machinery.
Movies, blood diamonds, and all that stuff.
Yeah, so over there in the jungle in Sierra Leone or wherever it was. But yeah, I got proof of it and everything. Big diamonds, man, uncut. Yeah, I was in a lot of shit, yo. I
saw a couple of your pictures. I was looking at your Instagram. And I saw a couple of your pictures, and I saw you flossing and balling and all that stuff like that. So that's why I asked you how much money you was making per day.
I was spending it on a regular day. I was spending like $2,500 just on dumb shit every day, and we went out every fucking.
And you was
day.
doing this in Philly?
Yeah, in Philly. But the thing that kept me safe, I had so many people eating in Philly. So they like, no, he good. Wherever he go, he good. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody was eating and they didn't have to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody had money. I don't care.
Especially back then. Like it was a lot of I know a lot of Philly guys. I'm talking about some real show enough live Philly gangsters that I won't even say their name, but I know them. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been around them. They, this was way back.
I was feeding a lot of people, so I was safe. I even got robbed, and a nigga probably would have done me in, but I know it was somebody that I knew and somebody that probably was eating off me. So, bro, I don't be holding no grudges, man. It's the game, man. They take from you. So
you say you've been robbed, like at gunpoint, like
no. They broke in my crib and shit.
That's how they always do it. I mean, a whole lot of times, but
backdoor.
But back then, I don't know if it's crazier now or back then because I don't know what's going on now.
Yeah.
But I remember, like back then, niggas were breaking your crib, but that's when they can like figure they can just get away with it real easy. But niggas was like walking niggas in your crib. They want that. They won't thinking about if they know you got some show enough
back
money.
then,
they going
they don't give a fuck.
crazy, especially like Philly and you know what I mean, and Virginia. You know what I'm saying? But like I can only imagine. So, but back then, like I said, when I was looking at your Instagram and I saw you partying and stuff like that, so you never ever had no other kind of like problems for like
never. I mean, well, I did get robbed at gunpoint. These fuck niggas tried to take me in the house and shit. But yeah, on a nut ass. I guess they was trying to kidnap me or some shit. I don't know. I was in the car with a chick and shit, and so they come up on the side of the car, and my young boys they over there and they keep calling me, but I'm in the car with a chick, so I keep hanging the phone up and shit, and they watching it. Dudes walk past the car again, and then they just pulled the guns out. I thought it was a hit. So I put my hands in front of my face, so if they shot me, my face wouldn't be all fucked up and shit. So, and I got down in the chair and shit, and then they just...
You was actually thinking about, let me try to block it so my face won't get fucked up.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's a thinking motherfucker, boy, man.
Man, I be on motherfucking, I be on the Equalizer time.
The movie, that was back then when you wanted to be the, you know.
Yeah, I be on the Equalizer type time. But yeah, that shit. But I really didn't have no real run-ins because I wasn't in nobody business or nothing. So I just was into making money and making people money.
How old are you?
44.
44?
Yeah.
So when you woke up and you said, man, I ain't doing this no more, right? What did you start doing after that? How you make money?
Chilling. I chilled it's crazy because I went celibate for 2 years and I chilled for 2 years straight. I didn't do shit, bro.
All right, so let me tell you, listen to me. I'm a smart guy, right? but and I know what that means. No sex, right?
Yeah.
But this is the thing, right? Why would a person even want to do that? And I'm saying that not saying I would never do that because trust me, I went 10 years down there without doing it. But that was, I had no damn choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to be
free
in the world, what was you getting out of that? To clear your mind? Was religions like? What was that?
No, I just reset my life. I just was like I was reborn again. I cut off all my hair. I had a bald head, and I just chilled. And then I was working on a TV show with ABC. So I just was out the way. I just stayed out the way. I ain't had no girlfriend. I wasn't messing with nobody. And
so
then
you was on grind time.
Yeah, I just was on writing. Just was writing.
Because you know what come with with women a lot of the times, right? And that's money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna spend some money. You know what I'm saying? And so
but I usually like even when I had all that money, I usually always find a girl that didn't give a fuck about none of that. Like they never gave a fuck about my money or no shit like that. They like genuinely love me. I never really ran into no female that just was like, yo, I just want his money.
How you do that?
I don't know. I guess it's my energy. I guess it's just who I am. I'm telling you, bro, like ain't nobody.
Well, you know what but honestly, I'm gonna say this, right? I think, he's very genuine. All right. So she said you're very genuine. So I can definitely take that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times that do it, right? But also I was gonna say this. You attract how she just said, you attract what you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you giving off that whole I got money type atmosphere, that's what kind of girls you attract. Like, oh shoot, he got that money. Man, he can give me some. He can afford to go ahead and give me some bread. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing is, I wasn't never like that. No matter how much money I had, I'd be with my friends. If they ain't had no money, we all looking the same. I didn't. Now, if I went out or something, it didn't even matter if I had jewelry on because nobody had to do nothing. I was there. And I fed everybody.
That's how I was when I had money. And when I say had money, I'm talking when I was in the game
Mm-hmm.
and all my guys and stuff, it was like you would have never known who was the
Yeah.
guy with it. You
And
know what I'm
that's how I
saying?
liked it though. I
Yeah.
liked it for somebody to think that it was somebody else because they thought that I didn't have no money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's always, like how I am now, the same way I thought back then. And it
Mm-hmm.
was like straight line, no circles. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I used to want to hide. I didn't want to be the,
Yeah.
you know what I
I
mean? I
stay
ain't
in the
want, you know what I'm
background and
saying? But
shit
at the
like
same
that.
time, everybody else was doing it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, it's just crazy how like that what comes with the job a lot of the times is like whatever you promoting. Because if a person looking at you and seeing you don't got no money, it's like, why I want to deal with this nigga?
Right.
Why do I want to be around a bum looking nigga? He can't give me nothing but a bum looking dream. You know what I'm saying? So a person wanting to say, damn, you want to make a person say, damn, I want to learn or be around that because that's what's gonna bring me to change. You know what I mean?
Right.
You are who you hang around, right?
Right.
So how was your like friends and stuff growing up and stuff like
Man, I had friend.
so was the guys you grew up with, were they the guys who was still in the college and stuff with you, or you went and got a whole new like
Nah,
team and
when
all
I
that stuff?
came back, I came back for everybody I know. I came back for everybody I know, but I didn't put family in it. My family could ride with me, but they didn't know what I was doing. My family never knew what I was doing. Nobody never knew what I was doing but the people that was bringing me cars. And they was so uptight with it that they wouldn't tell nobody. They'd just know that I was doing something. So they'd be like, yo, Keem, such and such wants your phone number. What you want me to do? Because they didn't want to give them the number because that should have make their money go down if somebody else start bringing me cars. I'm telling you, man, I had so many people in Philly bringing me cars that you wouldn't even imagine, bro.
I can imagine it.
You
I can
wouldn't even
imagine it.
imagine. And I never be in nobody's business. I never been in a fight my whole life, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like me and my brothers probably squabble, back then. But as far as outside, I never had no issues really.
Yeah, shoot, man, I couldn't.
I got I got his speeding
Yeah,
ticket on the way
yeah, I
in
don't
this
play about
motherfucker.
that. Wait, hold on. Where at?
Oh, in Maryland. Where the fuck was it? Delaware, yeah. Haul ass through
Right
Delaware.
before you hit the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, all that right there. See, all that right there is straight Cokeville, right?
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
already
that's
thinking. So they already thinking, yo, this
and he
nigga
like,
got
where you
something.
going? I said Virginia.
Oh, you ain't getting my name. If you get my name, you would have been outside the car. They'll say, oh no, but that was, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to change this the trajectory of everything did in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, me, I'm like, I don't hang like, bro. When I tell you, I'm so far removed from the streets. So now it's like what I'm doing now is like it's kind of like I got to bring me back to the streets.
Right.
But I'm on some trying to show change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to show, like I said, is lessons to legacies.
Right.
So that's it be's my final question, but I feel like I want to get into that with you now because you might can paint a whole picture to me, and I'm gonna give you the floor real quick. Um, like we pretty much kind of went through a lot of the lessons. You probably got some more. But I want to know when you woke up and you said, "Man, I want this. I got to stop this." Really break it down. Truly break it down to me on what made you say, "I got to stop this and I want it changed." And then at the same time, what made you say, or what was you thinking of saying, what I want my end goal to be?
Right.
Right? Like, what do you want to be reminded of? I mean, even if it ain't for the world or whatever, but just so whether it's her, whether it's a family member, what when your name come up, what you want them to say?
Right. So I after my homie died, I was crushed, right? And that was like at that time that was like the only person I trusted. So I just woke up and I was like, man, because before he passed away, I was thinking about taking my story to Hollywood, and I had got in touch with this producer, and he really liked the story. And so the day I was supposed to go to LA, I didn't want to go. And my homie, he gave me $1,000. He said, "Man, you better go out there. You better chase that dream." Um, so I went out there, and I signed the paperwork for the life rights and all that, and he was gonna shop my deal and shit. So maybe a few months later, my homie passed away. And I just was like, yo, I don't want to be in the streets no more. Especially without nobody by my side. I didn't want to be in the streets no more. And I woke up and I started thinking about my kids. It's like I don't know if it's epiphany. I don't know what it was, man. But I'm like, man, I just want to be reborn. If I could have went to church, which I did, I'm like, man, I just want to be reborn. I cut my hair off. I went celibate. I got my phone number changed. They couldn't hit me up no more. And then they started hitting me up on Instagram, and I got my Instagram. I deleted my Instagram, got a whole new Instagram. It's just like I was done. And I wanted to start promoting change, right? So I did start promoting change, but nobody wanted to hear my change. Nobody wanted to hear how I got out the game. Everybody wanted to hear the story. So what I did was I just switched it around, and I started telling the story instead of the change. But yes, I changed my life. I don't do it no more. And I want to talk to, like, the youth and stuff about it. Like, I can actually help a youngin', organize a business, whether it's a t-shirt business, whether it's a car business or anything, because I would teach them how to run it like I ran the illegal business, you know?
Illegal, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my whole thing. But we definitely gonna chop it up outside of this because that's what I'm leading to. You know what I mean? But my whole thing is, I already know G like, man, talking to the mic. I had to look to him right. I already know he like, man, talking to the mic. But that's what I wanna my end goal is, man, is for the youth, but not only the youth though, because it's hard. Like I got nephews, like nieces and things like that. And I don't even be at them saying, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, because I already know they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So I just pray for them that they're gonna do the right thing, just like my daughters and them.
Yeah.
So I only can try to tell them my story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not even saying I'm glorifying it, but I know that's what a lot of people want to hear. That they want to hear, it's just like rap. You know what I mean? They want to hear the
they
in
don't
the way in the world you're gonna be
gospel.
rapping and saying you know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear no change like in that.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is this. I had that mind frame when I was young on getting different businesses and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So me is trying to tell them, all right, you don't got to change. You don't got to change.
Mm-hmm.
But over here, you can start making this money legally in the whole nine. So now it can train their mind to say, okay, well, I can go make money doing it like this instead of like that. So that's the way I got to deal with them. I'm going to tell them, you don't got to do nothing.
Right.
You don't got to do anything. But I know when I was young, but man, I was killing them like far as business-wise and all. It's just that I was just on some, but because of my environment,
Yeah.
But at the same time, my whole thing is messing and dealing with the people who look like me. And what I mean by that, I ain't talking about black, ain't talking about white, ain't talking about Chinese. When I say look like me, it's about that felony. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know what we dealt with and what we dealing with still. And you know what I mean? The trauma, that's why I asked you if you did any time. But like I'm saying, you got other trauma too because of where you came from. So you see a lot of trauma, all the stuff that you've seen, you know what I'm saying? But, and everybody's trauma is different.
Right.
But it's a whole different trauma outside of, can you imagine everything you've seen and you've been through, and then you go and do some time on top of everything you've been through.
Right.
So that changed you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It just more so magnify the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Right. So my whole thing is trying to help them because I know what they are going through. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's my color. Felony is my color. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they need help. I know a lot of them who straight getting it. I know a lot of fellas who came home and they started to move it, but they ain't thinking about helping them, but they don't supposed to. You know what I mean? So
Right,
I'm not
right.
saying that they don't, because they don't owe nobody nothing, because they time
yeah.
and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I look at it like I fucked the streets up. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So why I can't go ahead and try to help in any kind of way I can?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's kind of hard to even help the streets because they won't let you. Like even with the nonprofits that I be trying to reach out to, like, hey, I see all this going on. Let me come and talk to the kids. They'd rather have somebody that ain't did nothing talk to these kids. I'm like, what trauma is they, telling the kids about? You got people that ain't been shot, stabbed, been to jail or nothing, talking to these kids. I understand that you probably saying, oh yeah, this is the path you're supposed to go, but you got to come from a path where it was fucked up to really get through to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like, it's funny because me and my wife was like, me, my wife and my daughters, we was talking the other day, and I was saying to them about time,
Mhm.
right? And even though I knew that they been through it, but I was looking at it like y'all ain't had to deal with what I've been through as far as being locked up.
Mhm.
But when I went to sleep and I thought about it, I said they did mentally went through the same thing, even though they physically weren't locked up.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? On top of everything that they've been through and dealing with me, with my situation, from just being gone, because that's not normal.
Yeah.
Like that's my whole thing is like being separated from your family or your kids or just off the streets and stuff.
Mhm.
That's not normal shit.
Right, right.
Like,
Especially for that long amount of time.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, I know things happen and, we out here doing what we do to try to survive. But man, like, I just know I'm just going to do my part on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I know dealing with my podcast, I'm like, I know I still got to talk about that dope talk,
Yeah.
that you know what I mean? Because that's what they want to hear. But
Yeah, that's
but
the way.
I'm looking at it like I'm gonna talk about it, but you're
Yeah.
also gonna get something else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sprinkle some of this. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
If you listen, you listen. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
you
I hope you
don't.
don't care like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I'm glad you came up, man. I'm glad you came up, man. But anything you want to say, what's going on with you? What you got next? Like,
Well, I'm out in Miami for 2 podcasts that Michael Zaretti, I think that's his last name, Zaretti. Anyway, I just was out in Miami, I think about 2 months ago. I live not too far from there, but I was at this social event, and this is where I'll be talking about like the energy that I got. I was at this social event, and everybody knew. Well, not everybody, because I just did the guy podcast. So he invited me to the social event. So I'm in there, as influencers and everything, and I'm Skinny Keem. I was an ex international card thief, and so I met this guy, Michael Zaretti. And I tell him and shit. And he said, man, come outside right now. Come outside. I got something out here. I got an SVJ. I'm like, what the fuck is an SVJ? Man, this man didn't know me from a can of paint or nothing. Gave me the keys to his Lambo. And was gonna let me drive
after
it
you told him you was the thief.
after I told him I'm a thief.
Yeah, he probably, I don't care if I heard the X or nothing, but
Ye-
I ain't getting nobody no damn keys. You talking
Yeah,
some
but
X,
but
anything. You could have been a X, car dealership.
but that's what I'm saying. That's the effect that I put on. You know what I mean? I put
I
on
got you.
people. Yeah, for somebody that didn't even know me to just be like, "Huh?" He be like, "Go ahead," and I'm like, "What?" And that shit just shocked the hell out of me.
And
Yeah.
this was recently.
Yeah, this was it's on my Instagram when I'm in that Lambo. Yeah, But he hooked me up with two podcasters out in Miami. He like a big sports agent. Yeah, so you know what I mean. But
Oh wow, that's crazy. What's wrong?
yeah,
But he said he ain't on that no more. He ain't
yeah,
getting the
no,
vibe.
I ain't on
And
that.
then plus, trust me, he already knew. Man, listen, you ain't going. Hold on, but you said you was in Florida, right?
Yeah, I was in Miami.
He was in Miami. Okay, I was gonna say you on in Philly. In Philly, he was not going to give you anything but a hard time. But
yeah, I got that coming up. I just finished getting my manuscript the copywritten. So I'm going to work on putting the book out, and I'm still working on like the documentary and trying to get a TV series. I had to deal with ABC, but that fell apart because of the writer's strike. So I can't cry over that that spilt milk.
So tell me, so what would be if you just seen somebody still in the car right now today? I don't even know how that worked. Like, what they actually doing? Do they put the device under your car? I don't
See,
know what they're doing,
that's the
right?
crazy thing. We didn't that that's like none of my business.
Y'all,
We was
y'all had
taking
the
it off the
keys.
lot. Yeah, we would take them off the lot, like off the how, how we take them. All right, so a motherfucker, I be sleep 7 o'clock in the morning. I get a call, and yo, I got let's say he got a Volkswagen Jetta. All right, I got a Jetta. Make the call. So or days I would get up. We would get up 6 o'clock in the morning because we wanted to be there before the lot opened. My homie would go, I drive him up there. He'll go on the lot and he'll find a key room or he'll see some keys laying around. He'd take the keys. Usually he'd take the car right then, just get in the car and roll off. Or we'd come back like, the next night. So everybody, I see people on my Instagram saying, oh, it got slow jack, it got this, it got that. The cars are not programmed when they first get to the lot. You have to pay for that package most of the times to get OnStar or something in the car. So we getting brand new cars with no low jack or nothing on them. Sometimes the shit be having the plastic on it. But back then it wasn't on the police radar. So I promise you, bro, I had cars lined up with fucking with the plastic on it. But you know how the trucks are come and they'll drop cars off places and shit, and them shits that still had the plastic on it. I guess that's what they thought was going on. But I had this shit like all over Southwest. The news, when you listen to the news clip, it says I had an open air car lot for people to drive by and see what car they want. So if you wanted a Bentley, if you wanted a Rolls Royce, if you wanted a Lambo, if you wanted a Toyota Camry, all that shit will be parked right there. And you just come and you pick which one you want. You pay me, I pay the guy that bought it.
So I'm still confused on why you stopped.
I just
I'm messing
and
with
it's crazy though, because if I wanted to, I'm not saying I am, but if I wanted to, I could run that shit right now better than anybody that's running it. Cause I look at the news and I see they keep getting caught. You keep getting caught. You keep getting caught.
So you don't think that even if you was to, in which I advise you don't, um, you think you can get away with it? Because I don't think nobody can get away with nothing. I'm talking about. I just think that the chances of getting caught is like highly like you're gonna get caught because this is what I'm telling you.
Uh-huh.
You do not. You can't do it by yourself. The main thing when you say you had to sit down and try to figure out who can work with you
Yeah,
and do all this right
that's
there,
the problem right
you're
there.
going to get caught. That's why I say I will never ever sell drugs again. Listen, the reason why I never sell drugs again, I say this a million times. You got to deal with too many people. You got to deal with who you're getting it from and who you're getting it to. That's too many people. One of them liable to tell.
It was different with the car. Bro, I didn't have no fear, no care, no nothing, man. I used to follow the cops. The cops would follow me. I'd be like, all right, I got you. I go to the police barracks and I see them leaving and I would follow them just to see what they doing. They would follow me around Southwest and I would turn around the next day and follow them.
He wanted to be an FBI agent.
Because I knew everything that they would do. I knew it, man. I had them running all around Southwest Philly. I would be running down the street and I'd see them and they'd come out this block and I'd be keep on running. I used to play with them.
So again, like I'm saying, so if you saw somebody still in the car today,
yeah,
right, and it just so happened, well, let me say it like this, because I know you mind your own business, but let me ask you this: if you ran across a guy, young kid, he in the mix of trying to steal a car, but as you coming around the corner, you see some policemen them watching the young kid, and once you pull in and you get out and you seen the young kid ready to go make his move, first of all, would you intervene or would you just let it go? And if you do intervene, what would you tell them?
I gotta honestly say, I'd probably be like, not right now, not right now, not right now. Like I would just be telling the kid, not right now, not right now, not right now. And he got to take it the way he want. I'm not getting all in it, but usually if you tell somebody something and they get away from that situation, they gonna calm down. They gonna be like, all right, man, that's God telling me that I need to get this shit a break.
So if you can go and right now that say that scenario had happened, but now say that kid can watch this video, can watch this podcast, what would you say to that young kid right now?
If that
what
happened?
Would it be? Yeah, if that had happened
and he didn't take the car?
Yeah, he didn't take the car and he wouldn't have got away with it. What would you say to him right now?
I tell him, thanks for fucking listening, because your ass was about to go to jail. Thanks for listening.
But would you tell him that, like, that's not the move? Like,
yeah, I try to, even when people be hitting me up, because which they do, I be like, yo, it's not it. Especially because I could see the way that people talk, that it's not it. First of all, nobody has patience no more. I had all the patience in the world. Nobody has patience no more. And the way I dealt with my patience was, I would make you bring a certain amount of money. And if you don't pick that, I don't give a fuck if you bought me $1 million and you wanted 10 cars. If you didn't pick that first car up the next day, your money was gone. That was it. You blew your money. That's a rule that I had in play. Oh shit. Yeah, that's
see. but yeah, man, I want to thank you, man, for for even coming out, man. And like I'm saying, like I know you you said trying to do your book and all that. I just got one more final question.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a real big one. It's a real big one.
Yeah.
And this is type stuff that when I love when people ask me this, but I don't get asked this a lot. But why do you think you deserve, or anybody should not only buy your book or think that you even deserve a movie or anything about anything that you did in the past, with the international, carthief and all that. Like why you think though that people really need to see your story or hear your story?
First of all, because there's no loyalty out this motherfucker. So my story is gonna show you loyalty, and it's gonna like at least tell the streets that yes, it is codes, it is rules out here, it is shit that you shouldn't do, because it was shit that I shouldn't do and I didn't do. So my story, it'll tell you, you know what I'm saying? It'll tell you a lot of things. It'll school you to a lot of things on how to run a business, how to keep friends, and how to stay out the way if you're in the game. Not saying that you should watch it or read it just to stay out the way of the cops, but it's like a life lesson in it.
Skinny man. Hey, Skinny man. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, bro. But we're gonna actually do some business together, man. I wish you all the luck and success, man. And we can go ahead and run it up, man.
Yeah.
All right?
All right.
All right, my
Thanks,
guy.
man.